Genie Plus is updating in less than a month, and there's a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. Hey there and welcome, Miscast members. Joe here, and starting July 24th, Genie Plus is undergoing a huge makeover. And the first big change right off the bat is going to be the name. What we know now as Genie Plus is going to become Lightning Lane Multipass, and the individual Lightning Lane is going to become Lightning Lane Single Pass. That's mainly to get some coherence between the two names, and so you know what each one's function is. And the major difference for both of these services is that you're going to be able to purchase and book in advance from now on. People who use the old FastPass Plus will have a little familiarity with this, but it's going to be a little different from that too. So if you're a non-resort guest and you want to purchase Lightning Lane, you'll be able to do that 3 days in advance from your visit. And that of course would be based on the date that your ticket has been purchased for. But if you are staying on resort, that means you get to purchase and book your Lightning Lanes 7 days in advance. And that is of course 7 days from the first day of your visit. You can actually purchase and book Lightning Lanes for the entire duration of your visit all at once. And that includes all the Lightning Lane single passes as well. Once again, you're going to be able to plan your whole vacation in advance. But there are some rules you'll need to be mindful of before you do any of this, so let's talk about it. So unlike the Genie Plus system, whereas right now if you're a resort guest at 7 a.m. you can book your very first Lightning Lane, and then you wouldn't be able to book your second Lightning Lane until you've used the first one or 2 hours has passed since the park has opened. Now you'll be able to book 3 Lightning Lanes all at once in advance. And on top of that, you will get to choose the times for your Lightning Lanes. It's not going to be like Genie Plus where you're going to go in and see what the first availability is and then have to keep going through if you want to move it later and later. So going back to the old FastPass days where you can actually select those times makes it really easy, especially if you have dinner reservations or something you want to deal with and plan around. So you get a ride in right before your dinner, get a ride in right after. It's excellent to have that back, especially if you're a big planner like me. Now you're not limited to 3 Lightning Lanes. You'll be able to book your next Lightning Lane as soon as you've used the first one. It'll start to become a leapfrog from there. But a big twist to your ability to book multiple rides in one go is that you're going to have to select from a tier list to do it. Walt Disney World has taken each park and separated all of the attractions into 2 tier lists based on how in demand the rides are. So for the Magic Kingdom, your tier 1s would be Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Space Mountain, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure, while tier 2 would consist of Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, It's a Small World, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Mad Tea Party, Mickey's PhilharMagic, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor Comedy Club, The Barnstormer, Magic Carpets of Aladdin, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Tomorrowland Speedway, and Journey of the Little Mermaid. Epcot's Tier 1 is going to be Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Frozen Ever After, and Soarin' Around the World, while Tier 2 will consist of Journey into Imagination with Figment, Living with the Land, Mission Space, Spaceship Earth, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, Turtle Talk with Crush, Disney Pixar Short Film Festival. I imagine that Test Track, when it comes back, because it'll be refurbished and it'll be new, it'll probably be on the Tier 1. Disney's Hollywood Studios Tier 1 will be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Slinky Dog Dash, while Tier 2 will consist of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Toy Story Mania, Aliens Swirling Saucers, Star Tours The Adventure Continues, Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage, Disney Junior Play and Dance, Frozen Sing-Along Celebration, Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, and Muppet Vision 3D. And as of right now, Animal Kingdom will not have a tier system, so Dinosaur, Expedition Everest, Feathered Friends in Flight, Festival of the Lion King, Finding Nemo, The Big Blue and Beyond, It's Tough to Be a Bug, Cali River Rapids, Kilimanjaro Safaris, and Navi River Journey are all going to be on the same tier. The rides available on the Lightning Lane Single Pass, formerly the individual Lightning Lane, are all going to remain the same. So in Magic Kingdom, that's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron Light Cycle Run. At Epcot, that's Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. At Disney Hollywood Studios, that's Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. And at Animal Kingdom, it's Avatar Flight of Passage. So now that we know the tiers, what you're allowed to do when you actually book this is when you're booking your 3, you can book 1 from Tier 1, 2 from Tier 2. Once you have used one, you can book from anything from there on out. It doesn't matter if you use the Tier 1 first or the Tier 2 first, you can book from either tier. So for example, I'm in Hollywood Studios, I'm going to book my Lightning Lanes to be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and Star Tours The Adventure Continues. Now, if the first ride I get on is Star Tours The Adventures Continues, I can go ahead and book Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. It's a Tier 1, even though I just used a Tier 2. No big deal at that point. Hey there, later the same day, Joe here. This is where I was actually going to tell you that the Park Hopper is not available for the Lightning Lane Multipass, but I've read a bunch of publications today that all corroborate this, despite the fact that the release that I read from Disney didn't have this information. But because the information lines up so well, I feel confident enough that I can actually deliver it to you, and it's probably true. That being said, if it's not true, I will come back and make a correction, both in the description of this video and probably as a short or something like that, because you deserve the truth, and so do I, frankly. So basically, how park hopping will work with Lightning Lane Multipass is that you're going to have to initially book at one park. Then, as we discussed in the rules, once you've used one, you're able to book another one. You can start booking in the second park at that time. So if you have Lightning Lanes spread out over the course of the time that you're going to be in one park, you'd probably want to start booking Lightning Lanes in the other park at that point so that you'd have them ready to go when you travel. Now, it is worth noting that you have to have the proper Park Hopper add-on on your tickets to be able to enjoy that. You don't just get Park Hopper if you get Lightning Lane Multipass. Just go ahead and follow what your My Disney Experience app tells you. It's not going to steer you wrong. Now, the Lightning Lane Single Pass is pretty much exactly the same as it was, other than the ability to advance book. You'll still be able to select a time, you'll still be able to select whatever park it's for and all that. So if you are park hopping and you want to make sure you get that ride in at the second park, then maybe that's a good way to go about it. Now, Disneyland is also changing the name of their systems from Genie Plus to Lightning Lane Multipass and from individual Lightning Lane to Lightning Lane Single Pass. But on that end, virtually is nothing going to change. The rules and everything that are currently in place are going to stay the same. And like I said, prices for the Lightning Lane Multipass are going to vary based on date and park. So for example, Magic Kingdom on a Saturday, going to be a lot more expensive than Animal Kingdom on a Wednesday. And the Lightning Lane Single Passes also vary based on date and ride. But a really cool thing you're going to be allowed to do is you're going to be able to book all of this stuff before you even purchase the tickets. So you'll be able to purchase all of your Lightning Lanes and your Lightning Lane Single Pass all in one go before you even check out. So when you're doing this process and you find out you're not going to be able to get the Lightning Lanes that you actually wanted, you don't actually have to purchase it. Unlike with Genie Plus, where you have to purchase it ahead of time and then hopefully get what you want. Now, there are a lot of trade-offs to this. There's a lot of people who like the Genie Plus system because it lets them be a little bit more loose in their planning. I was talking to some people who were sharing some concerns about this because they liked the ability to wake up and not really know what park they were going to go to and just kind of go wherever they wanted on a whim. But now they can't really do that because if they want to be able to take advantage of Lightning Lanes, they're going to have to book it in advance or they're going to really lose out on what they're looking for, which I'm sympathetic to, but that's just so not me as a person. I have to have all that stuff planned out. So this setup works really well for me. Maybe not quite as good as the FastPass Plus did back in the day, but it's still a lot better just for my psyche to have all that stuff planned out and ready to go. And I'm just not the type of person who wants to spend the time flipping through my phone, hoping I'm going to get that next Genie Pass, making sure I'm on right at 7 o'clock so I don't miss those prime Lightning Lanes. And then if you don't get what you want, constantly flipping through in the hopes that what you want is going to just pop up because somebody canceled something or missed it. It's just a lot. I can feel the weight of that already on me, and it doesn't exist anymore for at least the next time I'm going to Walt Disney World. So lifted. Now, I have a bunch of ideas of how I would set all this up if I was in charge. I'm not in charge, but you know, I like to share. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that when it comes. Let me know what you think down in the comments about the new Lightning Lane Multipass and Lightning Lane Single Pass systems. Are they an improvement? Do you think they're worse? Let me know. And while you're down there, make sure to hit the like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. And until next time, whatever you do, make it magical.